is very, very helpful to every day, a few times a day, come back to solid ground. Otherwise, you get lost. It's very easy to get lost. What is solid ground? You were born, and you're going to die. That's pretty solid. No one ever avoided that. Nothing that ever lived didn't die. Well, what's the purpose of thinking about you were born, you're going to die? Because it's the truth. You know, there's this thing about truth. It helps a lot. It frames things. A wise person frames their life in terms of their life, not in terms of whether they're married or how tall they are, whether they're getting older. It's meaningless. Or how much money they have, or whether they have children or not. People respect them or not. It's nothing. People devote their lives to which in the realm of you're born and you're going to die means nothing. You're going to die. It's going to be gone. Right? So you spend your life collecting nothing. Do you understand that? Sorry, right? If in the end it all goes away and you have nothing and you came down with nothing and you leave with none of that, then what is the purpose of accumulating and building and doing this stuff if it's gone? It's just gone, okay? Everybody, I don't care how rich you are, I don't care what it is, you're born, you're going to die. So you frame the meaning of life. That's a deep topic, meaning of life. I wouldn't touch it. But it's pretty obvious what it's not. Like the meaning of life can't be how beautiful your face and your skin is when you're 20, right? So that can't be the meaning of your life because it doesn't last. It proves it's not true because it doesn't last your life. So it's the same thing with accumulating of things and so on. So you catch on and you start framing it by saying, and you do it multiple times a day. It's all true. I was born and I'm going to die. What am I doing in between? This thing, this time, what a gift was given to you. The time between your birth and your death. That is a precious thing. That is more precious than everything. Do you understand that? Everything else fits inside of that. And you're sitting there giving meaning to meaningless things when that is what has meaning, period. And that time does not belong to your husband. That time does not belong to your wife. That time does not belong to your parents. That time does not belong to your children. It was given to you. That was a gift that was given to you, period. So you have this time between your birth and your death. So the question is, what do you want to do with that time? Not what do you think people want you to do? What do you feel you're forced to do? No, everybody was given that time. What do you want to do with it? What most people do with it is as follows. They don't have a choice. Most people never think like this. And I don't understand why you would even think like this. Because they're not okay inside. It's not comfortable in here. There are things I'm scared of. There are things I don't like. There are things that I want that I'm uncomfortable because I don't have them. Anybody know anything about that? It's not fun inside during that time between your birth and your death. You start off crying and you pretty much keep it going the whole time. It just sounds different, okay? It does. Oh my God, he left me. I can't believe how he talked to me. There, same thing. Exact same thing, all right? So basically, if you're not okay inside, if you're not comfortable inside, if you're not centered and clear inside, then you are disturbed inside. And if you are disturbed inside, it's not comfortable. It's like drowning. It's like I can't talk to you about whether you want to do the backstroke or the breaststroke or the crawl if you're drowning, right? You will listen to a single thing. You just grab and pull and everything. If you are drowning in there, if you're not okay in there, if it's not comfortable in there, if you're scared in there, if you're needy in there, if that's what it feels like in there, that is going to determine what you do between your birth and death. Period. You have no choice. You're going to do that which tries to make you feel better. If you're drowning, you're not going to do rational stuff. Somebody swims out to you, you'll grab and pull them down. If you're drowning, I'm not going to blame you for grabbing everything. You're drowning. It's not a blame game. It's an understanding. You have compassion, understanding. The guy's drowning. What do you expect from him? It's a survival instinct. He's trying to live. Okay, it is the same thing inside. If you're not doing well inside, if you're uncomfortable, you're scared, needy, whatever the heck it is, right? Then you're not doing well. And I'm telling you, you're going to grab. You're going to act just like a drowning person. You're going to grab the things. The drowning person, things float by, and wood or this or a person they try to grab. You, the world floats by. That's your water. You're drowning in the water of life, all right? And the world floats by. And you want to deny you're grabbing? You want to deny you're trying to get stuff? You want to deny you're trying to find someone to love and trying for someone to love you and trying to look the way you want to look and trying to get a car that you want and trying to get the house that you want, trying to get the job that you want and you're grabbing. Buddhists use the word clinging. You're doing one of two things all the time. You're either clinging to what you think will make you feel better, or you're resisting what you think will make you feel worse. If you think you need something to make you feel better, you're trying to get it. That's a form of clinging, a form of grabbing, all right? As the world drives by, passes by, people, places, things, finances, cars, jobs, careers, I don't care what it is. You need something from that. And you try to decide inside yourself, what will make me feel better and what will make me feel worse? And then you try to grab what will make you feel better, and then you try to keep it. It's not good enough to get it. I have to keep it. Now, finally, she said she loves me, or he said he loves me. Oh, it's wonderful. I always wanted it. I feel so much better. How do I keep them loving me? It's a burden, isn't it? Right? Got to watch what you wear, what you say, watch what you do, watch what they think. Well, how do I know what the other person's thinking? Oh my God, I don't want them to think badly about me because I need them to love me. I want you to see what you have chosen to do. You really don't have a choice, but what by default you are doing with the time between your birth and your death. And I'm telling you, you will do it every second of your life for the rest of your life, and then you won't want to die. You'll fight every single step of the way. Why? Because you're not okay. Why do you not want to die? Because my ship hasn't come in yet. You know what that means. I haven't found that which made me feel good. I haven't experienced and kept experiencing that which took the burden off, that which let my wings open up. You make it sound so spiritual, right? And I can fly and I can be free. And what you're looking for? You're looking to just feel wonderful inside and not have any problems or any worries and just be totally comfortable. Who wants to deny that? So because you're not okay and you're drowning at one degree or another, I don't want to make it too dramatic, but you're drowning, then your mind tries to figure out, what do I need in order to feel better? What needs to not happen so I don't feel worse? And how do I make that happen? That's your life. Why? The foundation of why we do this is because we are not okay. And this essence of any spiritual discussion, but I won't go there yet, is why am I not okay? That's the crux of it. It's not true that you're not okay because something might happen to your children. It's not true that you're not okay because you didn't get the job you wanted. It's not true. That's the most basic thing. You get most lost that way. If you're not okay, you try to figure out how to be okay. And then you say, that would make me okay. You don't have the right to say, therefore, that's what made me not be okay. That's terrible logic, all right? So don't do that. And that's what you do. That's why you get lost. So I'm now out there trying to get what I think will make me feel better without ever questioning why I didn't feel good to start with. Do you understand that? Here, let's get it down once and for all. This is the most important thing you'll ever learn spiritually. My stomach hurts a lot. It hurts really bad. I think Pepto-Bismol will help. Why does your stomach hurt? Because I don't have any Pepto-Bismol. No, there was a reason your stomach hurt. You thought Pepto-Bismol would make it feel better, but that's not the reason it hurt. So it's the same thing with loneliness. It's the same thing with not feeling respect or feeling worthy and so on. These are deep-seated things. They exist. I'm not denying them. They exist. You try to solve them by running around like a chicken with your head cut off, getting married and inviting people and doing things and getting jobs that make you feel passionate and trying to make people like you and dressing a certain way and getting, come on, all right, and so on. Why? Because you think that will make you feel better. Then you sit there and say, well, of course, I don't feel respect. I wanted to get the car. I couldn't get it. I couldn't get the raise. That's not why you're not okay. Not a single thing that you're trying to do or not do has anything to do with what's going on. Anything. Not one single thing. All right? I don't feel spiritual. I need to go to Kathmandu. I mean, you're welcome to go. It's a nice place, right? But it has nothing to do with, how can that be why you don't feel spiritual? Because you haven't been to Kathmandu. Give me a break. You're trying to say, if this happens, I will feel more spiritual. If I take the Pepto-Bismol, my stomach will feel better. You'll do that your whole life, running after compensations to try and distract you from the problem that you have. So if you want to know a reasonable meaning between your birth and your death, it's not that. Sometimes the best you can do is say what something's not. There's no way that the meaning of your life is to either get these things or avoid these things that you think will make you feel better. That's meaningless, all right? And by the way, we'll take a second. It never works. You think you've done it wrong. You haven't done it wrong. You didn't pick the wrong person. You didn't do that. You didn't take a wrong turn in your life. It never works. Taking that Pepto-Bismol is a temporary thing that might make you feel a little bit better for a very short period of time. Since you did not deal with the cause of your stomachache, you're going to still have a stomachache. Since you did not deal with the cause of your loneliness, you can be married with other people that live in big families, everything, and they feel lonely. They feel, I'm just alone. They're not alone. There's all these people. Yeah, but people live in New York and feel lonely. How can you feel lonely? There's millions of people all over the place all the time. It can't work. This is very important. I know I got through to you with the Pepto-Bismol thing. Well, it's funny and it's not, because you know that can't work. You take all the Pepto-Bismol you want, and you're not going to get rid of the stomachache. You understand that? It would just make it feel better, right? Take an aspirin. It's not going to get rid of why you're getting headaches. It's just going to make it more tolerable. I'm telling you, that extrapolates to every single thing you're trying to get and avoid. They are temporary fixes that don't fix a single thing. They just make it better temporarily. Okay? Spirituality is never about getting what you want. And spirituality is never about avoiding what you don't want. Okay? That's not what it's about. It's about finding out why you have a problem inside and working with the root cause. So we live in a society that very, very few people not only do not know anything about this, they don't want to know anything about this. To most people, it is a waste. You people have just wasted your time. Why? How can sitting in here listening to this talk get you what you know you need to get to be okay? It's like you're wasting your time, because you live in a world, not just a society, you live in a world and a culture that doesn't know what we just told you. You live in a world and a culture that worships Pepto-Bismol. Basically, I really focused on this. Do you get it? The difference between working with the problem that made you try to find a solution versus trying to get the solution. And you must admit, no one will talk to you that way. Your whole culture, everything is about get it. Get it and avoid it. Be strong, make people scared of you, whatever, respect you or scared of you so they won't do what bothers you. Be beautiful, be handsome, be rich, be successful so that they are attracted to you so you can manipulate them and get what you want. So eventually you catch on what is going on. You are given this time between your birth and your death. And boy, are we blowing it. Because if you live like that, anything you even manage to get that makes you feel better about yourself, the husband, the wife, the children, the money, the job, the respect, right? It's going at death. It'll go before that, don't worry. None of that is going with you, right? So if you devote your life to getting what you want and avoiding what you don't want, you have wasted your life. Nothing happens. Well, what's the alternative? By now it should be pretty obvious. There's something wrong inside. That's why you need to do all these things. If that wasn't wrong inside, you have a good time here. Where's here? Where's you are. It's just, you're sitting. That's the next foundational truths I always teach you. One is you're born, you're going to die. Okay, that's important. Second, you were born onto this little tiny piece of dirt. I mean, this is unbelievable. A tiny little speck of dirt spinning around vast empty space, right? Black empty space for as far as it can go. And you're in this little piece of dirt. You were born there and you're going to die there, right? That's the second one. Like, wow, what a far out place. Go get born on Mars. It's really a speck of dirt. That's what it is, dirt. There's nothing on Mars but dirt. You understand that? Just how high is it piled or down did it go? It's just red dirt. You want to go there? How long are you going to last there? Pretty boring. Boring. Not much fun at all. Right? Nothing. Well, were you born on Mars? No. Saturn, it's all gases. But Venus, oh my God, it's gas. And I told you, when it rains on Venus, it rains hydrochloric acid. I don't want to go there, all right? It's like you were born like into Disney World. You were born in this phenomenal piece of dirt spinning around the middle of absolutely nowhere. Please make your mind realize how big the black abyss is surrounding the planet Earth. Your star is 93 million miles away. How far away is Miami? 360? 93 million miles away. Your next closest star is 4.2 light years. Wake up. Wake up. How in the world can it be about getting what you want and avoiding what you don't want? Everything's telling you that. Okay? And by the way, just because we're there and you dare to be here and listen, that's your second star. There are 300 billion of those stars in your galaxy, and there are 2 trillion galaxies. And what are you worried about? Whether you pick the right glasses, or how tall you are, or whether you have a zit on your cheek. You're hearing me, right? It's ridiculous. That can't possibly be the meaning of your life. What you're doing, all right? It's just ridiculous. You're sitting on a little planet for a few years. All right, if you don't have these problems inside, which are causing you to be the way you are, do you understand? I'm not blaming you, right? A drowning person, I don't blame them, right? If you're not okay and you're not comfortable and you're scared and you need things and so on, right? You're going to struggle. What if you didn't, just for kicks? Imagine all the people, right? What if inside was beautiful? What if when you woke up in the morning, this is what it was like. I'm back. And you giggle. And you say, I wonder what will happen today. It's like I get to go to Disney World every single day. Every single minute of every single day is God's idea of Disney World. There's animals and giraffes, and there's roaches, and there's ants, and there's mosquitoes, and there's all kinds of dogs and cats and fish. And oh my God, it's an aquarium. It's a total zoo. The planet, your planet is. Ours isn't. Mars isn't. Saturn isn't. Did you win the lottery? Do you understand that? If you won the lottery 16 times in a row, right, you didn't do better than land on the planet Earth. Am I right or wrong? It's the most unbelievable place. There's people, there's places, there's plants, there's things. So when you are not having a problem inside, you enjoy your life. You learn from life. You experience life. You grow. How's this? What is the meaning of life? Life. The meaning of life is the experience of life. If you are whole and complete and okay within yourself, and we can talk about that a little later, but if you're whole and complete, you don't have these problems inside, then you're having experiences. Not good ones or bad ones. You're having experiences, right? Every experience you have makes you a greater person. Before you came down to earth, you didn't have those experiences. Your soul, your being, your consciousness, your essence. You didn't have the experience of getting married. You didn't have the experience of getting divorced. You didn't have the experience of having a child. You didn't have whatever the heck it is. I'm sorry. These are experiences that happen on the planet Earth. Which ones happen to me? It's none of your business. You came down here to have experiences. Why? Because you become greater by the experiences you have. Experience is the best teacher, is it not? If I never picked up a tennis racket and I never went to a tennis court, I know nothing about tennis. Okay? If I at least go once and I try to swing with a racket and try to hit the ball, my God, I'm way beyond someone who's never been there. If I never touched a piano, I know nothing about music. But if I sit down and I try to play the scales, even for 5 minutes, I am a greater being. Please listen to me. I'm greater because I now know music. I'm greater because I now know tennis or golf, whatever it is that's happening. If I didn't experience it before and then I experience it, I'm a greater being because I experienced it. If I never saw a snake, fine, I never saw a snake. But if I saw a snake, I'm a greater being than somebody who never saw a snake. I'm a knower of snakes. Okay? Now, but I can't know everything. That's right. You can't know everything. It's a very, very big planet, and there's lots of things going on every single second. But you can at least experience the one that's happening to you. That's called be here now, right? There's only one experience that happened to you right now. Nobody else is having the experience you're having. And you'll never have it again, and no one will ever have it. And it's just, man, it's just made for you right here. But you're not having the experience. You're busy wanting to have the ones you think will make you okay. You're busy fighting with life. Why? I'm not blaming you. Why? Because I'm not okay. I'm not okay. Because I'm not okay, I have to struggle to try to get what I think will make me be okay. If I were okay, I could learn and experience and grow and honor and appreciate and respect every single second of every moment of my life. If the only time you went in the water was when you're drowning, it's hard for you to believe that people go to the beach for fun, all right? Because you never experienced what it was like to be in the water, not drowning. Most people have never, ever experienced what it is like to be on this planet, not scared to death and needy. However, there are exceptions. So I want to make sure you know that. There are moments that you have experienced what I'm talking about. When everything went just right at the wedding and you're up there at the altar and it all fades away and you're going to do your I do thing, right? And this person you love more, and there's just this moment. Okay? I talk about a moment, right? There's a moment in which everything's okay. Not it's all okay outside. It's all okay inside. It stops. There's another time. You don't need all that. You're driving down the street. You have all this junk going on inside your head. What you're scared of, what you're worried about, what you need, what you want, how do I get it, why'd she do it, why'd I say this? It's so cute. You think you'd be okay with all the stuff going on in there. Not a chance in the world, all right? And you turn the corner and the sun is setting. And it is the most beautiful sunset you've ever seen. Giant orange balls, the thing. And all of a sudden it stops. What does? That garbage inside. This event was so stunning, was so distracting. It distracted you from yourself, right? And you come back and you said, no, I can't even explain it. It was like seeing the face of God. You use words like that. It was a spiritual experience. I went deeper than even any meditation ever took me, right? You're right. It was a beautiful experience. Why? Because you had the experience. It pulled you out of your garbage enough to where you had the experience. Do you understand that? I'm telling you what is meant is that every single second of your life is the same as that sunset. Now you make sure you look me in the eyes. But what God intended, the creator of the universe, when he gave you this planet and gave you consciousness and you got to have this unbelievable experience of between your birth and your death on this little piece of dirt spinning around where there's plants and animals and things and people and chess and computers and whatever it is, right? You get to have these experiences. Which experience do I get to have? The one you're having. You don't get to choose them. You understand that? How many experiences are going on right now? Potential experiences. 700 billion zillion quillion all over the universe. And it's not just, I know I'm very important, but it's not just happening here, all right? Happening outside and Gainesville, everywhere, and the whole thing. It's happening everywhere, isn't it? But you're only having one experience. That's all you'll ever have, is the one experience that's unfolding in front of you. What's wrong with that? Because you're not okay, you think there's something wrong with it. So how in the world are you going to be okay if you're not okay and then you made up all these things that you think will make you be okay? And you think getting those are the meaning of life. They are nothing. It's garbage. It's Pepto-Bismol. It's like you just stock up on Pepto-Bismol, right? In case you ever get a stomachache. That's the meaning of life. No, it's not. Not even close. So you realize that if you're not okay, it all comes down to, if you're not okay, you're going to behave like these people do. Which people? People. Okay? I don't care what culture you're from. All you did was decide something different. You decide if you're this religion, that religion, atheist, doesn't matter. You're just deciding different about what has to happen for you to be okay. But it's the same game. That's what Yoga said. Buddha said, undercut the whole thing. It's the same game, which is I'm not okay. And I've made up with my mind, based on my culture, based on my past experiences, my parents, the preacher, et cetera, et cetera. I made up this garbage of what I think will make me be okay and what has to not happen so I won't be okay. And I'm devoting my entire life to make that happen. They're doing it in China, they're doing it in Russia, they're doing it everywhere, it's the whole place. Okay? It's the same thing. You just made up different stuff, but you're not okay. Now, the only thing that's different is when you are okay. If you're okay, you live a totally different life from everybody else. You live in the moment. You don't live in the moment because you made yourself live in the moment. I think that's the funniest thing in the world. What are you doing? I'm practicing being here now. All right, I'm touching the fork. Okay, that's fine. That's better than what else you'd be doing, but that's not being here now. You're already not here now and you're trying to lay be here now on top of that. It's a struggle, okay? How can it be a struggle to experience what's in front of you? Here, look at what's in front of you. I can't. Why? Because I don't like it. because I'm attracted to something else. Right? In other words, you got something going on in your head. Therefore, you can't be here now. If you don't have that going on in your head, the Buddhists call it empty mind, clarity. You understand that? If you don't have that whole mishigas going on in your head of what you made up needs to happen for you to be okay, you're always okay. Let's get that straight. You're always okay, and you're always honoring and respecting and learning from the experience that's unfolding in front of you, and it is so complete that there's no thoughts ever again about wanting or needing or fearing anything else. All right? What if a lion jumps at you? That's a very natural fear. If a lion jumps at you, feel fear. But if you're just driving home, what are you feeling fear for? That's all made up in your head. There ain't no lion jumping at you. All right. So do you have the foundation? Do you see the difference? What yoga, spirituality, I use the term yoga in terms of deep spirituality, is dealing with is never about getting what you want and never about avoiding what you don't want. It is always about, why would I bother wanting something? Why would I bother not wanting something? And it's because I'm not okay. Why am I not okay? And is there anything I can do to actually be okay? That's it. It's very simple. No more all these thoughts. No more what should I do? What shouldn't I do? I have to make decisions. There are no decisions. There's no anything. The reason you have trouble with decisions is because you're not okay. And you're trying to decide the one that will make you be okay and trying to make sure you don't decide the one that will make you not be okay. And it's very hard because you don't know. How you like that? All right? That's why you have trouble with decision. Yogis have no trouble with decision. A spiritual person doesn't even know what the word decision means. I don't understand. The world unfolds. You experience it. It's raining out. But I don't, what do you mean there's no but? It's raining. You're going to experience the rain. It's cold. Experience the cold. Learn, grow, imbibe it, embrace it, seize the day. It's like live the moment that is given to you. Why? Because it's the only one you will ever experience. You will only experience the moment that's in front of you. You can think you wished had a different one. You can talk about why it shouldn't be this way. It doesn't matter. You're experiencing the moment that's in front of you. That is the gift that life is giving you, period. If you stop fighting with it because you think it's supposed to be something else, and you know you do, right? You're going to find out that life is very, very different than you thought it was, right? Sometimes you think life is for you. Sometimes you think it's against you. It's neither for you nor against you. Life is doing its thing. Life is unfolding. Life is the God expressing itself. That is the quantum. Here, either God is expressing itself, good. I like the Christians say, this is the day the Lord hath made. Scientists, they go down to the quantum field. So it doesn't matter whether you're the most devotional, God-oriented person that says, this is the day the Lord hath made. Good, enjoy it. Say thank you constantly, because it's better than nothing. Or whether you're scientific-minded and couldn't believe in God and I don't understand why people talk about such a stupid thing. Fine, exact same result. What are you going to do, fight with the quantum field? Every single thing that happens comes out of nothing. Oh, my God. All right? And here it is manifest. And I always teach you, it took 13.8 billion years to get right the way it is right now in front of you. You want to fight with it, do you? You want to talk about why it's wrong? No. What you've done is because you're not okay, you built this concept inside your mind of how the moments in front of you need to be for you to be okay, and how they need to not be so you don't be worse. Which moments? The ones that God made or the ones that came out of the quantum field for 13.8 billion years? So it doesn't matter. I told you, isn't it beautiful? It doesn't, this thing about belief and this, don't worry. You let go of that garbage that you're building inside of you that's saying things need to be a certain way for me to be okay, when really what you're saying is I'm not okay, and I think this will make me be okay, right? And you'll find out the truth yourself, right? But if you're going to sit there and fight with every moment of your life to try and get it the way you want, you're not going to have a very nice life. And when you die, nothing changed. You just became more neurotic, and you didn't take any of the stuff with you, versus what I started talking about. You come to realize, I'm not okay, and that's why I'm doing all this. I wonder why I'm not okay. Did God make me this way? No, not a chance in the world, right? I told you, Earth is God's idea of Disney World.